Hi everyone. My mic is not on. 1 second. Neither is yours. Now it is. Hi everyone, Nick Kratikos of Nick's Seasonal Decor. You are watching me on Bowdabra, and in case you didn't know, every single Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern, we are live here teaching you guys how to make bows. So we do have some new overhead lighting, and I can't reach the little pull thing. So it's actually on just a sensor right now, and me and Alex, we barely move as it is. So this thing keeps shutting off on us. But welcome. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. I am really excited to be back. As I say each and every week, it feels crazy how fast time flies by. So I do want to apologize. We do have a lot of rain today, actually. So you might be hearing that upstairs. Let's see. As you come in, be sure to thank Alex for recording tonight. Alex has been kind of our go-to for recording Bowdabra. So I'm really excited. We're actually going to be doing a yellow and blue wreath. Yeah, that's gonna be a nuisance. A yellow and a yellow and blue wreath for our friends in Ukraine. That is their colors, and we stand with Ukraine. So we're gonna be working in some sunflowers, some blue bonnets. But here is our two Bowdabras. We have our large right here. This is the one that I use for my designing, my wreath making, and all things like that. However, Bowdabra does have a mini. So the mini is great for smaller, finer detailed products. I don't use this a whole lot, to be honest. I use this as demonstration for you guys, but you still can create rather large bows using this one. And of course, we are going to be using our Bowdabra wire.
Hi Edna, hi Joanne, hi Debbie, Pamela, welcome everyone.
Hey you guys. So we're going to cut a length of our wire. This comes on a 100-yard spool, silver and gold. We're going to just cut a rather lengthy wire, so about 12 to 14 inches on either side. If you're ever unsure as to what you're going to be securing your bow to, because bows look great everywhere, right? They're not always necessary, but they do look great in so many different, possibilities. But you always want to cut that wire a little bit longer than you anticipate. You're better off to waste a few feet than to cut a whole new piece if it's not long enough. So I just placed that right in the slit on top. You see that little slit? I just took the wire, folded on either side, and then what happens is the wires just kind of stick out like that. But that kind of annoys me, right? So I just take my wires and I just fold them underneath. Gets them out of the way, especially since I'm kind of known for rotating my Bowdabra constantly. This is what I do. So let's work in some ribbon.
Pamela would like to win. She knows the drill.
Pamela knows the drill. So we're going to take a length of this ribbon, and this is a ribbon that I'd consider is everyday, universal. So what we're going to do is we're going to create some loops and tails with this. We're going to start with a funky bow, and then maybe what we'll do is I'll show you guys a traditional bow as well, because I really love traditional bows with this type of ribbon. So this is a 2.5 inch, which you don't see me use. I feel like we use it a lot on Bowdabra, but on Nick's Seasonal Decor, I don't use it nearly as much because I typically design on 14 and 18 inch grapevines, and I think a 1.5 inch is my go-to. But 2.5 inch does create really large, beautiful, showy bows.
Joanne wants to know where you can find the wire.
So the wire you can find through our affiliate link down below. You can just click that link and it'll redirect you, and you'll be able to purchase your wires, you'll be able to purchase your Bowdabras and all of that good stuff.
Hi Brenda, hi Kay.
Hi Brenda
Barbara.
and Kay. So all of the ribbon we're going to be using, other than one today, are available at Sam's Club. We're going to be using Sam's Club infamous 50-yard spools for $6.97. But one ribbon and the flowers, grapevine, and greenery are available at nicksseasonaldecor.com. So that's 2 loops. I like to do between 3 and 5 on each side to really create a nice full bow. Hey, Joanne. So who wants a free roll of ribbon? Pamela already knows the drill. She already said that. But in case you're new here, each and every Monday when I'm live, Bowdabra does give away a free roll, and all you have to do is just comment down below. So that's 3 loops. Let's come back in with a few more.
Hi Christy, she's watching from East Tennessee and it's a rainy evening for her.
Oh,
us too.
Yeah, us too. I wasn't expecting rain today, but was it yesterday that me and you went outside and it was like 65, 67 degrees out?
So hot.
It was so beautiful out. And you guys know we got a lot of snow in a few weeks ago, and all of that snow melted. And definitely today it's all melted.
Yeah.
It's all gone. So all of our snow is gone.
Love it. Hi Ann, she says she uses her Bowdabra all the time.
Awesome, Ann. All right, so that's, what did I say, 4? That's 4. Let's come back in with our 5th. And we'll stop there because I don't like my bows to be too full. You guys know I'm a designer that likes simplicity, just in the amount of loops and textures and styles I make, but also with the amount of ribbons I use. So I don't use more than 2 or 3 max per bow. I know some designers love their 6, 7, 8 ribbon bows. I like to keep it a little bit more on the simpler side. So all we're going to do is take those wires, pull them to the back, flip our bow over, and tie it really, really tight to keep it in place.
Hi, Becky. Hi, Lori.
Hey, you guys. Nice to see you. Hey, Donna. Donna's from Pittsburgh.
Hi, Philip.
And Pittsburgh's not too far from us. I want to say 6 or so hours, 7 hours.
Give or take. I think about 6.
About 6 or so. I mean, Pennsylvania's a decent-sized state. You guys are bigger than Massachusetts, but still not too far away. So we're going to dovetail these. If you haven't seen me dovetail before, you must be incredibly new, right? Because we do this every night. Take your ribbons. Here, let me do it this way. Take your ribbon, fold it in half. It doesn't matter which way you fold it. Cut from the middle out towards the outside edge at an angle. And that just reveals a beautiful dovetail like you see there. So I did the left-hand side. Let's do the other side now.
Hi, Claire. Carolyn asked, how long is each piece of ribbon that Nick is using?
I couldn't tell you. So the tails on these are about 8 inches and the loops are about 5 inches. And everything's always give or take. I feel like that's just the way we do things here, right? No exact measurements, but that's a good reference point, and it does depend on the project you're working on. So if you're creating a smaller wreath, you're not going to want loops and tails as big as you would for other designs. So just keep that in mind.
Hi, Danae.
Hey, Danae. Okay, let's come back in with fluffing. And I see we have 250 viewers. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. Yesterday, did we do anything yesterday?
You went tuck shopping.
Oh, yeah, tuck shopping for Steven's wedding. You guys know Steven, my brother. So me and a few of his other groomsmen went tuck shopping. We had an appointment at Men's Warehouse, and just so you guys know, appointments mean nothing. They don't. So they are definitely a first come, first serve type of business. And it was just a long day with that. And then after that, we just, did online work, but we weren't live or anything like that. So it's nice to be back at the studio.
Hi, Parrot.
And that's a funky bow. What do you think? Isn't that pretty? I love funky bows. These are Dad's favorite bows, aren't they, Al?
Yeah.
Dad loves these bows. So that's one example using this ribbon. I do want to show you guys the same ribbon, but traditional. And the reason I like to do that is not because I don't have enough ribbons. You guys already know. We have plenty of ribbons here. But it gives you guys a good reference point as to what you can do with the exact product. If I was to switch this ribbon for a different ribbon, you're going to get a completely different feel for it. But using the same ribbon, it gives you different examples using the same print. So what we're going to do is cut long tails like you see here. My logic with the tails, the longer the better, right? I like to cut my tails excessively long and then curl them up or dovetail them or whatever. So we're going to come back in with about 4.5-inch loops. We're going to create our first... Oh, I want to use my large... I was going to use the mini. That's why I put it to the side. But for this bow, we're going to make a big bow.
Joanne asked, how many loops make a funky bow?
How many loops? Great question, Joanne. And it depends on what kind of bow you're looking for. The more loops you have, the more full it's going to look. So we did 5 loops on this bow, and 5 created that perfect stopping point where you see that it's a bow, right? But you still have the possibility of tucking in flowers and greenery between those loops. So I prefer less loops, but if you wanted to make that bow really full and luxurious, you could easily do 7, 9, 8. I don't really like to count them. I just kind of eyeball it. And even right off the get-go, you might be saying, well, yeah, you've made so many bows. But right off the get-go, too, your eyes are your best form of judgment when it comes to how many loops you should be making. So we're going to do loops about, let's do like 4.5, 5 inches. So we're going to take our ribbon, place it into our Bowdabra upside down. See how this is the non-printed side? Always leave that little bit of leverage so we have about 1/2 inch past our Bowdabra. Because if I took this, you guys, right, and I was trying to save every single centimeter of this ribbon, and I stuck it like this, when it comes time to fluff, it comes right out. So always leave yourself a little wiggle room. And I'm one of those people that twist my Bowdabra, so I'll rotate it. You can also rotate your ribbons instead. And let's do about 4.5, 5-inch loops. Okay, so that's one loop. We'll come back in with our second. Rotate.
Christy loves funky bows.
Yeah, I love them too. I feel like I go through phases, you guys, where I switch up between these two techniques. It really just depends on my mood. I think these both really work wonders in any particular design. If you're going for a little less traditional, don't use the traditional, right? Use the funky. And the nice thing about funky is you can come back in with multiple ribbons. And an even better thing about the funky bow is that if you're only, left with maybe a yard or two of ribbon, put it to use. You don't need much to make a funky bow. So those rolls of ribbon that you only have a yard or so left, don't throw them out. Put them in a funky bow.
Hi, Norma.
Hey, Norma. So yes, Bowdabra says be sure to join our Bowdabra fan gallery group where you can share your Bowdabra creations with us. So yes, join both the Bowdabra fan gallery group and the Nick's Seasonal Decor crafting group. Both groups are a great resource for other creations and other designs and other designers. So you can find a lot of great ideas from those groups. So that's 4.
Brenda says, I learned the funky bow from you.
Oh, thank you, Brenda. So that's 4, 5, and then we got 3, 4 on the other side. We could stop there. We can come back in with a 5th. It really doesn't make a huge difference. Just keep that in mind when you're designing it. If you do 5 loops on one side, you're just going to have an extra loop. It's going to make it a little bit more full.
Hi, Julie. Hi, Tanya.
Hey, you guys. I see we're at almost 300. Thank you all so much for tuning in. So I didn't work in my tails, right? So what I'll still do is I'll take that wire, pull it to the back, so it's not tied off yet, but it's secured enough for me to just walk away from, right? If we made this in our hand, you couldn't just let it go. Then we'll take our 2 tails, place them in the back, and then tie it off.
Kay says the ribbon reminds me of the cat in the hat.
Right? I've gotten Beetlejuice with this ribbon in the past. But this is a newer ribbon from Sam's Club because the original one of this, I don't know if you'll remember this, Alex, but the original one, instead of the black edge, it was gold, right? And this ribbon, instead of white, it was a little bit more ivory. And we've used that for Halloween, but this one is just black and white stripes, so this is universal in my eyes. Fluff those loops out, pull those loops apart, make sure there's no creases or kinks in your ribbon.
Joanne, asked, with a funky bow, can you mix up the size of ribbons?
Absolutely.
And Nelda said, I cannot do the funky bow. I have tried. I do not know what I'm doing wrong.
Oh, Nelda. Nelda's a member of the Wreath community. Nelda, you absolutely can do it. I have faith. You can do it. Just practice. And if it doesn't turn out to your liking, send me a picture, and I'll reassure you that you're doing a good job. So there's your traditional bow, right? So you get completely different looks using the same ribbon, and it's just a matter of preference. Sometimes I like this more, sometimes I like that more. I am definitely a go-with-the-flow type of person, and when I'm designing, I'll just go with what I feel like in the moment. But there's totally different ways of doing it, and both work nicely. So you can actually take a picture with both and have your customers or your friends and family choose which of the two they like better. So that is our first 2 bows. I see we're at 307. Thank you guys for tuning in. We are about halfway there, so I don't want to go too crazy with bow making because we got a pretty wreath to make tonight. So we're going to take some of this ribbon. We're going to cut a length of tails. We're going to do a traditional bow with this. So that's the length of the tails, about 20, 22 inches on either side, give or take. The longer the better in my eyes. You can trim them up, but I think there's nothing prettier than having super long tails cascade below your wreath.
Gail says, oh, that's really stylish.
Thank you, Gail. Hey, Dory from Canada. Take your tails. This is how you can work them in initially, in case you forget like I just did in that last bow. So don't feel as though if you forget a step or you miss a step, you can't come back and do it later, or you can't do it another way. So now we're going to take our ribbon, place it into the Bowdabra. We're going to create about 3.5, 4-inch loops. We are going to be designing on an 18-inch grapevine. So we got those in stock last week, and I don't think we've ever designed with one. I know we've done 14-inch ovals here on Bowdabra, but I don't think we've ever done an 18-inch. I know we've done them. We've done plenty of them, just not on here, I don't think.
Hi, Davis. Shelly says, very pretty.
Thank you, Marianne. So it's actually Marianne, Alex. Marianne Davis. Diane would love to win.
Oh, sorry.
And I caught that because Marianne is one of our customers. So I always see
Hey,
Davis
Marianne.
first. All right, so we're going to do 1 or 2 more. We got 4 on this now.
Hi,
Let's do
Valerie.
4 on the other side. So this is where I'm going to show you guys, by doing 4 on one side, you can come back in with just 1 more on the other side. Then we'll snip it off. Always leave that little overhang, you guys. Don't skip that step, because when you go to fluff or tighten your bow, that's going to slip right out. So even though it's tied, it's not permanent, if that makes sense. You can easily pull those loops out no matter how tight you've pulled it.
Lots of people want to win tonight.
Yes, get those comments in, you guys. 311 of you are watching. Thank you so much. Now we're going to come with our bow and secure it.
Hi, Renee.
Ooh, awesome, Dory. So now we're going to tie it. So these frames we have for $7.99, I think, and they're just a unique texture. So what I always tell you guys, whether you're business owners or just designers for the fun of it, or you like to gift things to friends and family, doesn't make a difference. Whenever you can do something kind of fun and different and exciting, it's always a good idea. So instead of just a typical 18-inch oval or 14-inch oval, let me know what your thoughts are on, not ovals, I mean circles, what your thoughts are on ovals. I gotta pull that cord. I can't deal with that anymore. Me and Alex are losing it with the light turning on and off. It's only the one right above me, because I installed 2 of them, and it's only one. So, all right, there's your bow. Before we go crazy with fluffing it, let's work in our floral material. So we got these sunflowers in 2 weeks ago, and I love them because they come with a mixture of foliage, right? It's got the fern, the berries, it's got this pretty foliage, a couple sunflowers, some little yellow flowers, and this is going to look great. So these, item number MTF 20785, we're going to just cut that stem short. So these mixed picks, if you're a beginner to bow making, I'm teaching you how to make bows, but if you're a beginner to making floral wreaths, whenever you can purchase pre-made bushes like this or sprays, it does all of the work for you, right? You don't need to match anything. It's all done.
Everyone loves this green ribbon. It really is so pretty.
It's like a moss green. I love that color. So that's that.
Tanya says, I love when you say, just go with the flow.
Go with the flow. What's the worst thing that can happen? You don't like it, right? I know a lot of people get scared and worried, but don't be, because if you don't like it, who cares? The negative about doing Facebook Lives, though, is if I don't like it, I'm doing it in front of all of you. But if you're just doing it in the comfort of your home, who cares? That's how you learn. That's how you find your way with your designing. Find things that you like, things you don't like, and just learn. So we're going to place another one. Let's place that down below. I'm also off-kiltering my sunflowers. We'll come back in with 3.
Suzanne says, love your handmade bows that you make. Nelda says, I'm going to watch you make a funky bow till I can make a beautiful one like you.
You can do it, right? If I can, you can. So I'll fluff this out. I like to do a little bit of fluffing before actually working it in. That way I don't have to focus too much attention, and we just have kind of instant gratification. So we'll snip that end. Tanya does like the oval. Yeah, it's just a unique thing. It's not something you see all the time, which I think adds to the beauty.
Linda
Makes things
says,
unique.
Oops, sorry. Nick, I enjoy watching you with your awesome talent.
Oh, thank you.
Caroline says sunflowers are beautiful.
They are. They're one of my favorites, but they're only one of my favorites when they're nice quality like this. I don't like cheap sunflowers, but cheap is subjective, right? So I don't like cheap looking sunflowers, but you can find very inexpensive sunflowers like these without breaking the bank and not getting that cheap look. So I stuck 3 like that, but we are not done yet. So we're going to come back in with a little bit of this greenery. Wow, it's really going off tonight. So this greenery is our variegated tea leaf bush. We're going to cut these down and work some in. Yeah, I like the green too. I was thinking about working in a yellow ribbon or a beige or a blue, and ultimately we decided on the green just to, blend in. Working upside down is amazing. I could never do that. Suzanne, thank you for noticing that. Yes, working upside down isn't the easiest, But I got to make sure you guys have the best view. Pull this leaf. There we go. Let's work in some of these. This greenery, like I said, it's a variegated. It's got kind of a slight yellow tinge to it, doesn't it, Al?
Yeah.
So it looks nice against the yellow sunflowers, the green ribbon, and soon the blue cornflowers.
Fonda says she loves sunflowers.
Who's a sunflower fan? Hands up.
I love them.
I do too. Okay, we got 2 pieces left from that bush, so let's work those in underneath. We'll take this one and put it here. And our final one, can you guess where it goes, Al? Alex is looking like, I don't know. I'm thinking
In
there.
the bow?
I'm thinking, let's remove a couple of these, right? That way we can stick them in the bow. And we'll tuck those here. Then we have 4 little leaves. And you guys know I love sticking those in my bows. So we'll just dip those in my skillet and work them around.
Rose says, so pretty.
Thank you, Rose. So that's 3. We have 1 left. Might as well put it in. So I'll place that one there. Pull your tails down. Fluff your flowers. Adjust your greenery. And we could be done, right? Doesn't that look pretty all on its own?
Yeah.
Take those tails. You can either curl them up or do whatever your heart desires with them. I'll just curl them up lightly.
I might steal this for my door.
Should I gift this to Alex, you guys? What do you think? They're going to be like, no,
so.
send it to me. So these are our blue cornflowers we got in not too long ago. And I love that contrast from the blue with the yellow. I think that's a great color combo. So let's work in a little bit of blue.
Linda says, finally caught my first live. Love what you do. Thank you for sharing with us.
Thank you, Linda. I'm happy you tuned in. Okay. I did drop one, didn't I? I did. So I'll take the one that fell. I'll place it up top. We have this little bit of greenery. Why waste it? That came from the cornflower. I'll just stick it underneath. We have 2 more from that first spray, and I think we'll just need 1 spray. What do you think, Alex? Should we work in a few more cornflowers? Does that look like enough for you?
Oh, Anne says give it to Alex.
Anne.
Thanks, Anne.
What do you guys think? More cornflowers? I see we're at almost 3:30.
How many do you have left? Oh, a whole bush?
I have a whole spray. Let's work in 1 or 2 more. So I'll cut another length.
Kathy says Alex needs this wreath for her place. I agree.
You guys, it's still so tough for me because when we design in the wreath community or design in general, there's things that I want and I have to tell myself you can't keep them all. So then sometimes you'll see designs listed after like 3 or 4 months because Yaya's like, yeah, you got to get it. You haven't put it on the door yet. You got to give it a home. So she's got me there. All right, let's do 1 more. Then we'll save the rest for another project. Maybe next week we'll use them. And I'll place this one up top. See how it brought the blue up top? And there is your little 18-inch oval sunflower, burlap, and cornflower wreath. What do you think?
So pretty.
Think that's pretty? Callie says, sure, Alex does a lot. You guys,
I love you all.
they want you to have the wreath. All right, so we have enough time for 1 more bow. Thank you for helping us reach 330 viewers. So let's see what we can do with our mini. This is glue, right? And you guys wonder why my glue skillet's so dark. My glue skillet looks like coffee. Just throw the glue right back in the skillet. So we'll cut another length of our wire. Carolyn loves it. Thank you, Carolyn.
Beautiful, gorgeous. Is that dried flowers?
No, so they're actually silk. I wouldn't be able to maneuver dried flowers as well as I just did with that. We could make them work, but it's not going to be as easy. So we have this Christmas ribbon. This came from Michael's, actually, and it's a netting. Isn't that pretty? So let's just stretch that out a little bit. We don't have to go crazy. So just pull it apart. Try to make it even.
Yay, everyone thinks I should get the wreath. Well, I will take a picture of it on my door, guys. And I'll have Nick share.
Tammy really wants to win.
And Bowdabra is going to be picking a winner really soon, so make sure you comment where you're from and that you want to win tonight.
Yes. So all you have to do is just take this ribbon, place it into your mini. We're not going to do any tails or anything like that. This might be a good present bow with this texture. We'll place one loop, come back in with a second, come back in with a third. Try to make them somewhat even, especially since we're going to fluff this. Now what we got to do is open up another piece, right?
That's cool that it opens up like that.
Yeah, so not all netting does. So the netting we have in stock doesn't open up. And it just depends on the project. Because sometimes you want it to open up, and sometimes you'd rather it just be like a normal ribbon, right? So that's 2 loops of each. Let's pull those apart.
Darlene says, pick me.
Come back in with it unopened. Let's try that. So this is a great St. Patrick's Day ribbon. And St. Patrick's Day is what?
2 weeks
2
away.
weeks? 2 weeks away, you guys. Isn't that crazy? So we'll do 2 there. Let's do another 2. And something like this, you really don't have to flip upside down. I recommend you do no matter what, because it's a good habit to get into, but it's not a necessity, right?
Debbie from Lake City, Florida would love to win. She says this is the highlight of her evening.
Oh, thank you. So that's 2 smaller loops, and then we just created a button loop. So let me re-show you that. So a little button loop, and we're kind of at max with our mini Bowdabra. So that's pretty much as you can get for a large size bow using your mini.
Julie says, I think of watermelon or strawberries when I see the green ribbon.
Watermelon or strawberries.
Ooh, like the watermelon rind?
Yeah.
I love
This would be a great watermelon ribbon for a watermelon wreath. You could actually use like this in pink and get that same effect without using an actual watermelon ribbon.
Yeah.
So we'll tie it from behind, and we have a little bit left, and I don't want to save it. So let's add a couple tails to it. So let's see. Let's cut them like this long. Actually, how much do we have left? 330 of you guys. Thank you for tuning in. We'll snip that off.
And we have our winner tonight.
Ooh, who's our lucky winner?
I just lost it. Oh, there we are. Melissa Hollinghead DePalo from Colorado. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Melissa from Colorado. I've never been to Colorado.
I know, we've never been to Colorado, but fun fact, when we had to drive home from Texas and we had to rent a car, our rental car was actually from Colorado.
Yes, it was.
We thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
So it looked like we drove all the way from Colorado.
Which would have been closer, I figure, right?
Honestly, it might have been.
Texas to Massachusetts is no short distance, you guys. So I just took whatever's left of those tails and I cut them, and look what happens. They kind of curl. So it just gives you a different effect. And this is using a netting. So see what we did? We have the kind of open netting where we kind of opened it up, and the tighter netting, and I think that adds a nice contrast just in texture alone, right? So I see we have almost 360 of you guys. We are just wrapping up. We got less than a minute left. We have our 2.5-inch traditional black and white stripe. We created the same one, or same ribbon, different technique. This is our funky bow. And we created the green ribbon. You just saw that. Don't need a recap on that. And we created this wreath. So I want to thank you all so much for watching. We are live here on Bowdabra each and every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern. I am Nick Kretikos of Nick's Seasonal Decor. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Sandy, for having us as a guest. And I'll see you all next Monday. Let me know which one of these is your favorite. You already know I'm going with that wreath. So I'll be sure to send Bowdabra pictures, and you'll see them featured on their social media. So once again, thank you, and I'll see you soon. Bye, everyone.
Good night, everyone.